get ready with me while I talk about why your sign, zodiac sign, is cool. So since it is Taurus season, I thought we should start with Taurus. So here we go. So the thing that makes Taurus so cool, like an admirable trait, is that they have the ability to, like, you know, they move in their own world. Like, in their eyes, it's their world. You know what I mean? So one of the things that they do would be, you know, just acknowledging themselves in their world. So if you were to say, oh, you were wrong about something, they will never admit it. They will never admit that they're wrong. And I think that's an admirable trait, because if truth is subjective and you're in your own bubble and you're the only person in your world, how can the main character be wrong if it's their world? They literally created it, so how could they be wrong? Next, we'll talk about Gemini. So for Gemini, the most admirable trait that they have would be their ability to mix with different people. Like, they talk, they work social settings so well. I think that's an admirable trait, because their ability to talk to anyone, you know? So I think that's really cool, and definitely an advantage, being able to talk to anyone and navigate really cool social settings. I think that's an admirable trait. So the next zodiac sign is Cancer. Cancer's admirable trait is that they're so very loving people. That is their admirable trait. Cancer's love is so deep and it's so intense and it's so, like, beautiful. You know what I mean? And this is coming from a Cancer Venus. However, I think the issue that a Cancer may feel is that they give their love and they feel like they don't get anything in return. And so they might feel, hurt. So, what I think a Cancer can, what will help them is having discernment. Allow people in all relationships of your life, to work for your type of love, because you know how deep and how caring it is, So let people work for it. Don't just give it out, Don't do that. I feel like if you let people work for it, work hard for it, then, that pain about, you give and nothing in return, maybe it would ease it just a little bit. So yeah, Cancer's admirable trait is that they're very loving. The next admirable trait is for Leo. Leo's admirable trait is that they are very hardworking and they usually succeed at whatever they desire, because they're go-getters. They go for what they desire and they usually succeed at doing so. So hardworking is an admirable trait of a Leo. The next zodiac sign is for Virgo. Virgo's admirable trait is that they're good because of their, like, analytical nature. They're very good with details, and the admirable thing about that is that they're really good with, when I think of a Virgo, I think of like a background person, like in a big production, like, for example, a Beyonce concert, right? Think of Beyonce. She's a Virgo sun, and when you think of Beyonce, you think of flair, you think of amazing stage presence, you think of singer, you think of all of these things. And then when she does concerts, her concerts are so amazing. But for Virgo, I like to think of them as the stage people, the people who do the details to give that effect of Beyonce. Like with they help with the technical, like the technicalities of the concert, the behind the scenes. Like they're those type of people, you know? So I think they're good because without those people who are into those technicalities, then, you know, sometimes things just don't fall right. So you need somebody who can, you know, help you with technicalities. So that's how I think of Virgo. They're like the background helpers, but their work is still very important because without them, you know, without their help, in a way, you know, you won't, there will be no structure. So details is very an admirable trait. Oh my god, I'm still stuck on doing foundation, guys. This is embarrassing. Okay, so the next admirable trait for the zodiac sign is in Libra. Libra's admirable trait would be that they are very like, they're aesthetics. They're very good with aesthetics. Like if you want to know what's in fashion or what's trending or what looks really good, eye for detail in aesthetics and pulling off that look, go to your Libras. Libras are really good with that. They know what's in and they know how to execute it and they make it look good. So yeah, like Kim K, she's a Libra sun, you know. Did she invent the big eye makeup? No, she did not. But she executes it so well, and because it was in trend, you know, we look back on her, you know. So I think that's what makes Libras good. They're good for that. That's the admirable trait in them. The next zodiac sign is for Scorpios. Scorpios' admirable trait is that I think what's cool about them is that they really just be like, they're in to do their work and they're out. They're like not really trying to engage, nothing like that. You know, of course, every Scorpio is different. You know, maybe they like the engagement, but usually, you know, when you pass one, they really just be in it, get their money, and they be out, in and out, like that. Not really down for whatever BS going on. They just trying to hop in, hop out. That's an admirable trait. The next zodiac sign is what comes after Scorpio, Sagittarius. Yes. So Sagittarius admirable trait is that they really are just like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like they don't get held down by, you know, things. If like something is too serious, like, and they're not benefiting from it, they dip. And I think that's admirable. Like they're just like, okay, this is nothing is ever too serious, you know, for this. So like that's how they are. They're just like, they're always on the go about it. They're like, you know, it's bad, it's heavy, it's keeping me down, I gotta go. That's the kind of energy that they bring. And I think that's an admirable trait. You know, sometimes it's cool that you don't dwell on things for so long and you just go, you know? You make up your mind about something and you go. And I think that's an admirable trait, that they're just like, if anything is too serious, too much, or heavy, they're gone. And that's cool. Alright, so the next zodiac sign is Capricorn. So Capricorn's admirable trait is that, you know, they're also good at social settings. So I think their admirable trait is that their social settings and also that they're very loving. I think, oh, that's too heavy. It's okay, I'll blend it out. But yeah, they have like, their admirable trait is that they're very loving. Like, a Capricorn's love is very sincere, you know? Like, if you really, like, dependable, yes, you know, that's it. And I'm talking from experience, because my college best friend, she was a Capricorn, and, you know, she was very loving. And her love was like, I don't know, like tangible things type of love. So that's good, you know. So that's a very admirable trait, is that they're very also loving, and they're good in business. So that's cool. Very cool. So the next zodiac sign is Aquarius. Aquarius' admirable trait is that they're just like, what's the word? How can it be nice? Like, they're really good with detaching, and because they have such a detached view, you know, they're just kind of like, they don't give a fuck kind of attitude. I think what makes them admirable is that they pick out really good men because of that detached attitude, and the, you know, I want what I want type of, you know, like this, you know. So I think that's an admirable trait, you know. And yeah, that's pretty cool. They get good men, they keep their good men, or I don't know, some like, but from what I've observed, I think, y'all let me know. So the next zodiac sign is Pisces. So the admirable thing about Pisces is their ability to mirror people. And I think that's a cool trait, because whether you're mirroring them, like, you mirror when they have bad actions, or when, you know, your partner or somebody's doing something that you don't like, you know, so you just show it, you know, you just act like them, and you show them, hey, this is how dumb you were looking, and you need to fix it. Like, it forces them to step back and be like, wow, I was really tripping. You're like, yeah, you really were tripping. I had to show it to you. You know, I'll show you how ridiculous you are acting. And it forces them to correct themselves. Like, an example I could think of is like a toddler throwing a tantrum at your house, you know, and you try everything to calm the kid down, and finally you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna show you how crazy you look right now. So you ever see like those toddlers throwing tantrums, and then you see the mom, she just throws a tantrum, a tantrum too, and like the child stares in disbelief, like, what is she doing? Why is she acting like that? Why is she crazy? And it forces the child to be like, wow, you know, what on earth? So I think that's a admirable trait for Pisces, that they mirror bad actions to others to force them to see how ridiculous that person was acting. It's cool. Okay, last but definitely not least, guys. So the last zodiac sign, by the way, I did my, like, the rest of my eye makeup off the camera because that takes time, and I don't want to bore you guys like that. So the last zodiac sign that is really, that has like an admirable trait. I'm trying to talk. Look crazy. Hold on. Okay. Cute little ugly look right now. Okay. Yeah. So the last one is Aries. The cool thing about Aries is that they're initiators. That's very admirable. They're like, they are go-getters. They're initiators. They go for what they want, and they're always on the move. You know, they initiate, and that's very admirable. In anything, they go for anything, bro. They may not even be skilled in something, yet they will still go after it, and that's pretty cool. So that's admirable in my, at least in my book. It's cool. So yeah, that's my take on the signs. Not here. I don't know. That's my video on what are some admirable traits in your zodiac sign. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.